Yes, that's people. Morning. Welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. Today I'm in Athens. I'm still in Athens. I've got a few days left here. I'm trying to make the most of it. Trying to not get run over. Thank you. But yeah, today's going to be a slightly different episode. I'm going to get straight into it. Normally I'll, record a bit of an intro, make my way to somewhere, talk about what we're working on. Today I'm back at the School of Economics, which was a place that I found online, which is a legal graffiti site, and it's absolutely battered with graffiti. From what I can work out, it's a university building, and half the campus is kind of abandoned and therefore just painted. But on the episode, I think, not last episode, the one before, where I painted here for the first time, I'm just talking like it's like a wonderland. I feel like it's too good to be true. It feels like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater level. And I had some paint left, so I thought, before I leave here, I'm definitely going to come down and paint something a bit more substantial while I'm here. So the campus is alive. There's people popping through with little coffees and pastries, getting to where they need to get to. I brought my paint. I'm just going to find a corner. There's nice sunlight. It feels hot today. It's dry today. I wanted to paint the other day, but I don't have any joy because it was chucking it down. So it's hot and dry today. I know it's going to get cold later. But today I'm just going to get straight into it, straight into the painting. I'm just going to have some fun with it. So let's go, painting graffiti in Athens. Alright, so just getting started, rough outline, and then filling the background in with this purple. Very satisfying. Move my bag out of the way because it got sprayed up. It's got little blue dots all over it now. Fill in these areas. When I was watching this back when I was editing, the first out of those two little triangles has got a dot in the middle where I missed the spot. It was doing my head in. Nice thick coat, 1 ton of black, can't go wrong. Here I'm just figuring out kind of what colours go together, so I'm thinking for like different sections of the piece I want to put like all the pinks together, then maybe like the sludgy colour with the yellow, and then yeah, just dusting in a little bit of blue in this background just to lift it a little bit, make it a little bit less flat. Going through and starting to fill here. Figuring out these pink sections, little fades in them. Then here with the sludgy green colour, I'm trying to think like, I don't want to be painting over the same spot over and over, so the little holes in it, I'm thinking, yeah, they're going to be the bits that are filled with yellow. I used the rest of some blue that I had left over, but here, rookie error again. Not shaking the big maxi as before when I was here last time, so look, the can's blocked. Tried to put a big fat cap on it. A cap's the name for the nozzle. Tried to put a big fat nozzle on it and it's still not coming through.
So here I'm just having to scratch a little part of the can, and then I'm just going to use this fire hydrant to open it up and spray it like this. So if you keep shaking it, you can get some nice pressure. It's pretty satisfying, to be honest. I end up in this position quite a lot. Times where I popped a can and it's covered me, it's gone all over my face, but you can see how quick the application is. Paint absolutely gushing out the little hole I'd made. You can't stop it, it's just going to all rinse out at once. So I'm trying to fill as much as I can with this blue, because I think this was I would have been screwed if I couldn't get this can working. I wouldn't have had enough paint to fill the wall. But you can see there what a mess it makes. And I like it though. Look, those spots on the pink. There's the can with the little hole in it. Adding a little green and a little yellow. Man, I've said it before, but just watching this video back, I remember how this day was. When it's, obviously I grew up my whole life in England, spray painting there. And even when I went back, I painted whilst I was back over Christmas recently. And it just doesn't take to the wall. It's just wet and drippy. And obviously it's my technique. There's other people who won't struggle with these problems. But one thing I love is just how sticky the paint is when you're in the sunshine. It just dries on the spot. Here, just adding some little flames. Problem here was I had no more of the background blue colour, so I couldn't cut back into these flames the way I would have wanted to. But either way, we're getting it done. Yeah, you can see the little blue spots all over this pink section. I quite like it, to be honest. Interesting texture, I don't think I would have landed on had I not have popped that can. Here, just roughing out the character's face. Starting to fill up a little bit now, starting to get there. Onto the outline. Thinking, yeah, today's a good day.
Sorry brother, I'm English. I don't understand, I'm sorry. Okay. I don't understand brother, sorry. So I had a nightmare. This guy rocks up on the bike, he's going on militant. About maybe an hour before, there was a lady who left the building. I guess she was a member of staff. And she was like, oh, you have to have permission, blah, blah, blah. It's illegal in Athens. And I'm telling her like, oh, I read online that it's fine. And some other dude came out the building and he was cool. He said, oh, I work here, like you're doing a good job, whatever. And as she's pulling off, I was just like ignoring her, carrying on. And she makes a phone call. So I wonder if it's linked. Anyway, this dude on the motorbike pulls up and he's just acting militant. He's not having it. He's saying, you have to go, you have to go. He didn't have no security badge or no nothing like that, but maybe a disgruntled member of staff or something along them lines. But I guess I've got to put it on pause. I packed up my stuff and he stood there with his hands on his hips, like pacing around, trying to talk to me in Greek. I'm saying like, I don't understand. He's basically saying like, you know, if you've got permission, he's saying go, go. And then he goes, oh, please. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to pack up. And so yeah, packed up my stuff, came around the corner now, figuring out what I'm going to do, what the play is. I can't just leave it, man. I put too much effort into it and too much time, and I really want to finish it. And obviously that day when I painted, the other week when I was doing the characters, I'm dotting around all day, it's chilling, there's no problem. So I think it's just one of them, just met the wrong person at the wrong time. Good thing is he didn't follow me off when I left, and I scuttled off around the corner. So I think I can get back there and finish it. I've just got to pick the right time. Yeah, but for now, I'm going to book the Uber back home, drop the paint off, get cleaned up, figure out when I'm going to finish this piece. Morning, people. It's bright and early. I'm back at the scene of the crime. I thought if I go home, get the early night, and then come first thing in the morning, I should be okay in terms of like footfall, people who are knocking around. Last time I was here, I was painting until about 8 p.m. at night or something like that, and this big gate at the front was still open. So I thought surely they won't lock it. Obviously, I turn up and the big gate at the front is locked. So I need to come up with a plan B. I'm not sure if that means wait around for someone to open the gate or try and find a little entry point. Problem is, if I try and find somewhere to like sneak for a fence or over a fence or whatever and get caught in there, it's a bit stickier than when it's just open and there's footfall everywhere. I think people's first thought would be not why you're painting graffiti, but why have you trespassed, why are you in here at all when no one else is. So a little bit early, gonna bide my time, not sure what to do. I need to buy a bottle of water. There's a little kiosk just here. Obstacle, need to figure it. Was hoping I'd be inside and working by now. But let's see. It's about 8 a.m. now. Sun came up about half an hour ago, got the taxi. So I'm gonna stick around, figure what I'm doing and then do it, I guess.
So before the gate opened, I was thinking about vaulting over the fence. I'd found a section where I could climb up and over. And then I thought, yeah, I could make it in. That would be no problem. And then they just opened the gate at 8 o'clock. This was the dude that was knocking around. Look at this. Zoom in on that. 3K. So I had a Google. Turns out they're contractors. They work on like woodwork and trees and stuff like that. So not a security guy. So play continues. We're having fun. Really quiet, chill morning. I always I've got friends who use fat caps all the time to paint and really love the kind of pressure what you get and the weight of the line and stuff. And I don't know. Every time I try and use a fat cap to outline, it just don't work for me. So I end up doing this. I end up using a skinnier cap, but then just putting big thick lines on everything anyway because I kind of like the way it looks. I think it's a bit bolder, a bit more graphic. But yeah, filling out, you can start to see it taking shape here. One thing I was thinking to do was make the character look like the dude, but I don't think I left myself enough space. I thought that would have been funny if you come back the next day, seen that I'd been back and finished despite his protests, and painted him on the wall. But I think for the space I had, it was maybe a little too small just to work with. Here, just adding the power line. Kind of annoyed me because if I didn't have this dude banging on and the woman before him who was saying something, I feel like I could have spent longer, been more patient, painted a nicer painting. But definitely on this second day, I was just thinking, let me just get it done. I couldn't be bothered to get halfway through it again and be stopped. So I was kind of speed running it. The dude was still walking around, so I don't know what he's up to. He's supposed to be working. He's just chilling, walking around the campus. Adding some white shines to the glasses. Figured I'll clean this up where I'd been just emptying my caps out and just making sure that there was no little bogies on the end of it. Pingy with a white. Adding my little highlights. Such a nice spot, man. Hopefully I can go back one day and paint it again. Cool place. I figured it would just make the piece stand out a little bit more if I clear up that lamppost next to it, make it nice and clean rather than having my little spray all over it. This is my favourite loop black. Can't go wrong. Nice tight control. Feel like loop goes all the way to the end as well. I always feel like you've got an empty can in your hand, but you can just spray and spray and spray with loop. It goes on forever. Yeah, just painting out the character's face, figuring out what he's going to be up to. Little pencil neck looking dude. Look at this, no drips, man, just so nice. Even you can see the bits where it's like at the top of the tooth is just a little bit, it's going on a bit thick, but yeah, it just sticks to the wall so nicely. Adding some stubble. Couple more little white shines, lots of finishing touches on this one. I think this is the part I enjoy, just adding the little doodads and stuff. Here I'd run out the transparent black, this one. Transparent, translucent. Have I got some? No, I have got some. Why am I lying? I thought this had run out. So yeah, this is, I've used this before. As you can see, it's just like a, what's that, like 20% opacity or something? 40% opacity. Nice for creating little shadows. Need to experiment using a softer cap with this, something that's a little bit more wispy and less of a direct straight line. But you can see how it just lifts everything and makes it a little bit more 3D. Love this stuff, man. What an invention. Look, so cool. You have to be careful though, because I guess like full opacity spray paint, if you go over the same area twice, it's going to become nearly completely opaque and black. So just need to chill with it a little bit. Here, just adding a couple of these little stars. You know the game by now if you've been watching the episodes. Sometimes I'll use these to mask areas on the painting that I'm not particularly happy with. So if there's something that's a little bit rough or I can't quite get it right or tidy it up or whatever, I'll drop one of these over the top just to hide it a little bit. I think when the final painting's done, you don't really notice, to be honest, that it's covering a mistake or something like that. More little dots. Got to put the year on it. I think that's finished. Pack my stuff up. There's the dudes. 2024.
All right, so mission accomplished. Got the painting finished, minimal fuss, couple of dog walkers. I think my mistake yesterday was that it's an open campus day. There's like students around, there's teachers around, stuff like that. Today, there was that one dude in the security jacket who came down, but then I've been hearing some work going on the other side, like some cutting wood or something like that. So I don't know if he's a workman. When I seen his van, it looked like a workman's van. And he didn't seem to give much of a toss. But then if he's meant to be working, he's bopping around and looking like security, kind of keeping an eye out. But he's not said anything. He's been fine, managed to get it done. Pretty happy with it, to be honest, to get back here and get it finished. It was looking unlikely when the gate was locked this morning, or looking a little bit harder to reach. But I've got a bunch of paint left. It's only 10:30 a.m. now, so I think I'm going to chill. There's a car park part that I hadn't properly explored last time I was here because I was losing light a little. And it looks like there's a lot of bigger pieces down there. So I've not had a look there. I'm going to go check that out, maybe paint something, rinse out the rest of these cans, and then head and go grab some late lunch, I think. That's the plan. But success, we got it done. Stick it, biker boy. All right, went home, chilled a little bit, worked up an appetite and stepped out. So it's actually my last night in Athens, so I'm just kind of wandering, chilling, taking my time, mooching around the centre, taking it in one last time. And I've been thinking about where do I want to go for this last night, right? And obviously there's a few places where I've been a few times and a couple of times and really enjoyed them. But there's one thing that I ate one time, didn't get to have it a second time, which I'm pretty excited for, and I figured that's what I should do tonight. So near the centre, me and my friend Miles, we found this neighbourhood that was full of like Japanese, Korean, Chinese places, restaurants, bars, grills, all different stuff. And we were looking around, we had a couple of spots there that we had on a little list we'd made up. But one place on this corner, Miles said he remembered it from last time he was here just because of the little logo. And we were checking out, it looked like a cool spot. So we went there and it's like contemporary Japanese food. So we had like a soy chicken bowl with rice and some greens and stuff. And everyone around us was eating these little cheeseburgers. So we asked the waiter and he said it's the best seller. And he told us about how the burger's made and how delicious it is. And told us that it's the best seller, people love it, and they worked hard on it, and they know it's a good one. And so we had the chicken bowls, and then we went back the next day, which is such a faux pas, but we just had to try it. And they had 3 sandwiches on the menu. So they had a like chicken katsu kind of brioche bun situation, with like a breaded chicken, I guess, thigh. They had a pork sandwich that was like a jammy kind of toasted, typical sort of Japanese sando style one. And then they had the smash burger with this cheddar, double patty with cheddar. And I've just got to taste it again. So yeah, we went back that next night. We had all 3. We just kind of got them cut in half and enjoyed them. But I think I've got to taste that burger again. So I'm going to head there.
Okay, Ekiben Kitchen, like I said, super place that I'd been to a couple of weeks previous, a couple of times. But I just had to taste this burger. It's so cool. People just stood outside whacking them. They've got like a service window to take away, and then a bunch of covers inside with an open kitchen. But then they've also got this little record shop in the middle. So it's such a vibe. It's like they've got the restaurant on the right hand side, I guess like the bar restaurant where the kitchen is on the left hand side, then this little record shop in between, and they kind of all link up together. Then, like I said, it's just sprawling. People are just, like you see, just chilling out in the street. Waiters running the food up and down the strip. Give you one of those little things. I feel like that's kind of the most exciting feeling in the world when one of those buzzes. But it's in this neighborhood that was just full of like Asian food. Loads of different grills and restaurants and stuff. So I took the burgers to one of my favorite squares that I'd spent some time in while I was in Athens, and got to it. This was just around the corner from the place, so it worked out quite nice. Firstly, I'm getting to work on a beef number. I wish you guys could taste this because it's so balanced and perfect. Look, straight in, no messing. Watching this back, I can remember how cold it was that night. This is when Athens started to get really chilly. It was windy at night and cold. Look at that, nice double patty. Love eating a burger with the paper in my hand as well, just no greasy fingers, it's perfect. Now onto the chicken number. This one, little breaded chicken thigh. They've got like a homemade coleslaw and a couple of pickles on it. Simple, sometimes simple is best. Look at that. Nice mayonnaise on it, whack, 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 whack. Doing the Coke Zero thing again. Couple chips, you know the game. Alright guys, that just about wraps up another episode of Drawing and Exploring. I feel like that's a suitable munch for the last night here. Got the painting done, maybe the first ever painting, the first ever episode that's gone over 2 days, I think it is. Despite your man there in the middle putting a break on it, got it done. I was going to sign it off, suck my dick, bike shag on, but I thought better of it. I thought him seeing the final thing on Monday would be enough to let him know that I got the last laugh. But yeah, like I said, thanks to everyone supporting. If you want to keep an eye on what I'm doing, head over to the Instagram or the TikTok, both at samgrubart. You can also get to my website, my portfolio website, and from there you can get to my shop, or you can shoot me an email on contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. So that just about wraps up my time in Athens. I've got to go home, I've got to pack, I've got to speak to my mom. I'm going to FaceTime her, let her know that I'm home tomorrow. But yeah, Athens, just like that, it's over. Heading back to the UK. Thanks, guys. See you next time for another episode of Drawing and Exploring.